All right.
Uppsala good too.
Welcome to UK-rodden 2020 between Uppsala and Lund. This is the 28th edition of UK-rodden.
Both ready.
On the left you see Lund, and on the right you see Uppsala in the red boat.
Work a little bit forward.
We are at the start, and as I said, this is the 28th edition of UK-rodden, which had its starts in 1992. Uppsala has the most victories, and we will see how it goes this time. This is the women's 8.
Quick start. Attention. Go.
And there we have the start. The two sides are level. And it seems like the Uppsala has a slight lead. This is very intense competitive rowing. The distance is 2 Ks. A very hard distance to row. By now the race is still very tight, and it's very difficult to see if any side has an advantage. But as we hit 500 meters or 1K, we may start to see which way the race will be going. It appears that Lund has made an effort, and the two sides are too tight. They are too close to call which one is first. The weather conditions are quite optimal, apart from a bit of rain, but as you can see, the water is very calm, and there is no wind whatsoever. The two sides are very even. It appears that Lund has slight advantage. The two sides have by now got into their race pace. It appears that Lund is somewhat ahead. We'll see how it goes further up the river. Lund is somewhat ahead. When we reach the first bend. Lund appears to be a bare boat with ahead of Uppsala. .2K is a very difficult distance. It really hurts in the muscles, and it really tests your perseverance and your strength. Hur långt har vi åkt? We're about halfway at the halfway point. And it appears that Uppsala is catching up. Now it really comes down to determination, training and perseverance and sheer will. This is a very exciting race, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting indeed.
Uppsala, you have to go on the outside of the pole.
Uppsala has to go. Here the river is too narrow for two boats. So Uppsala needs to go on the outside of these markers that you see along the river. It appears that Lund is somewhat ahead, but this race is still too tight to call. The two sides are neck to neck. We'll see. Now it comes down to how much energy is left on the final 500 meters. If you have that extra stamina and that extra strength and that extra will to push through. This is very exciting. The two sides are extremely level. Both sides are incredibly synced. Coming through the poles here, it appears that Lund is just a meter or so ahead. But in sports, it's all about that final little distance. Uppsala is pushing, and Lund is pushing very hard as well. It's not far now, it's not far now. This is the most exciting boat race I've ever seen. And I do not use those words lightly. It's very difficult to see, but it appears that Lund is still ahead by a meter or so. It's not far now. It's really not far now. We're coming up to the finish. We're coming up to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. It's too close to call. We need a finishing photo for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Is Lund slightly ahead? It appears to be so. And there is the finish, ladies and gentlemen. And it appears that Lund has won it. Very exciting race, very exciting race. And yes, it appears that Lund has won this one. But as you could see, ladies and gentlemen, it's an impressive feat by both teams to keep this rate up and keep this strength up and keep this speed up. And this was the women's 8 race, and the men's 8 will start at 2 o'clock preliminary, a minute, and we'll see how that goes. You can reconnect with us then. Live stream will be there. Well done, both teams. And congratulations to Lund.